Hi, welcome to another episode of Towards Agility podcast. Today's guest is Rumesh, and the topic we'll be discussing on AI and product development. So, over to you, Rumesh, for your introduction.
Yeah. First of all, Guram, thank you very much for inviting me. And I've been following some of your podcasts, really interesting and really informative. And so, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me.
Great to be here.
Everyone, I'm Rumesh Wijetunge, joining from Sri Lanka. Um, I actually started as a web developer, graphics designer, software engineer. So I've done development using .NET, Java, and all during my initial stages of my career.
Mhm.
Uh, then I was sort of bored in the IT industry, seated in one corner, coding away. I was actually looking for a role that would actually give me a chance to meet people, talk to people, solve problems, and all. So I was looking for certain opportunities in the IT industry, and back then it was waterfall, right? Waterfall ways of working.
Yes.
Um, saw this role called business analyst. Was really attracted to it. Okay, this gives me the chance to meet people and all. So got a chance to move into business analysis, and then somewhere around 2010 I was introduced to agile. Joined a smaller company with about 80 90 people. I was introduced to agile, and from that point onwards I was really fascinated with agile ways of working. I got the chance to work in scrum projects and then kanban ways of working. Along the way got certified in business analysis, project management,
Mhm.
scrum, scaled agile, and so on. So in the industry, I've worked until becoming a chief innovation officer for an IT company.
Mhm.
Um, and for the past 6 years of or so, I've been an entrepreneur. So I have my own training and consulting company. I'm the co-founder of a company called Business Agility Tuna. And my last role in the industry was actually as an agile coach
Mhm.
at Wiley Publishing. So yeah, played different roles, met different kinds of people, as well
Mhm.
as currently working as an entrepreneur. Yeah,
Yes.
that's about.
So, the first time I met Rumesh was in Singapore, even though we have been connected on LinkedIn for some time. And there I met you, and again we met in Dubai in Regional Scrum Gathering in Dubai. So it was very nice to very nice to
Yeah,
meet you there. Now,
yeah.
the topic that I mean, AI and the product development is quite a broader topic, but we discussed how AI enhances product development and product agility, and around that area, I mean, on the topic, I have some questions, and let's try to explore that. So my first question is more about understanding the shift and how AI is fundamentally reshaping the product development lifecycle. What are your thoughts on it?
Uh, yeah, AI, Kuram, if you actually have a look at it, is having a profound sort of an impact on product management, product development,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's having impact on the entire life cycle of a
Hmm.
product, from
Yes.
the birth to the growth to the maturity,
Hmm.
uh, even the saturation and the decline. At all these stages, it's reshaping how product development is really happening nowadays. um, and this is actually a really a sort of a very close topic for me, because see, like I said, I'm coming from a business analysis sort of a background, and I'm doing business analysis related training also. I'm a person who focuses a lot on the good practices in business analysis, good practices in product development. um, so if you actually look at it from the inception stage itself, from the point where you identify that there's a certain problem that needs to be solved, or there's a certain need that needs to be addressed, from that point itself, for you to explore that need a little bit further, for you to explore the market a little bit further, for you to explore the users and user needs a little bit further, from that stage itself, AI is used, right?
Hmm.
um, and what AI is actually doing is, AI is actually helping us move product development from a reactive perspective to a sort of a more more proactive and more predictive sort of a way of doing product development. Yeah, I think we can talk about that a little bit more as we move forward.
Hmm. But I mean, just to understand it better, like it is impacting from inception to the delivery of the product. But in what ways can AI help the product teams achieve greater agility and the faster time to the market?
Yeah, I'll I'll sort of start from the product manager, product owner's role itself, Suram.
Yes.
Now, if you take the product manager needs to take that, outward orientation, looking at the market, looking at the industry, looking at what the competitors are doing, looking at, what are the substitutes that are there out in the market, as well as the product manager needs to take that inward orientation also, right? Uh,
Hmm.
looking at looking at the users, looking at even the development team, looking at the
Yes.
product owners,
Yes.
and what sort of
Yeah.
a sentiment, consent is there from the team itself, right? If you take that outward orientation, I'll focus on the product manager initially,
Hmm.
and I'll focus on that outward orientation. See, now when we had to do market research in the past,
Yeah.
most of the time product managers would need to, go out or depend on certain data that's available. Let's say from Google Analytics or whatever, you're depending on a lot of data that's available, right?
Mhm. Yes.
And as a product manager, you might actually need to do that analysis manually,
Yes.
uh, source data from different sources, and then see whether these sources of data is actually valid, and
Okay.
then actually analyze and see whether this is actually the right data that I need to make
Hmm.
use of. And then you need to create your own hypothesis and then use the data to see whether this is actually true or not, whether this is
Hmm.
actually a problem that we need to solve. It was all manual, right? If you take a product owner, that outward orientation was mostly manual. But nowadays with AI, and with these advancements in data and big data,
Hmm.
uh, what's actually happening is this market analysis, this primary research and the secondary research can actually be done faster, right?
Mm.
Okay, you need to send out the surveys, that's correct.
Yes.
But getting the data, survey data, and then doing some sort of an analysis on data can be done just through a prompt, right? Feed the
Yes.
data to AI tool and then put a prompt properly, and you can get that market analysis done properly. So it's
But
actually speeding things up.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I understand, Ramesh, that we are trying to gather data, generate some insights. But should we really blindly trust the AI engine? It's like, where is the trust factor? Because there is a nice phrase like shit in, shit out.
Yeah.
If you have a bad data, I want to, as a PO, am a product person, I want to gather data. I will do focus groups, I can do interviews, I can do surveys. And of course, it is taking time, but at the end of the day, there is more effort, but still you have a kind of a human connection. You have a
Correct.
human element as well. But if
Correct.
what I'm trying to understand here is like everyone is going blindly. I don't know if I say really should say this word blindly, but people are just trying to use the AI. But where is the validation part? So you're doing this surveys, but how do you validate it?
Mm. That's where the human product owner really needs to be involved in. So, see,
Mhm.
the AI will actually make things efficient and fast only,
Yes.
right? Like you
Okay.
said, garbage in, garbage out. You, as the product owner or the product manager who has that data, who has collected that data,
Mm-hmm.
and who is writing that prompt, you need to validate, right?
Yes.
Before you upload that data set to an AI, as
Yeah.
well as after you have written that prompt, you again need to look at the data set as well as your prompt to see whether this data set is correct, first of all, as
Okay.
well as whether this prompt is also correct. And you might actually need to refine it multiple times. Like I said, most of the time what's happening is, for most of the product owners and product managers, they write the prompt once, get the output, and just copy and paste and move forward. That
Yeah,
won't
but
work, right?
my background is from coaching, training, facilitation, and have been working very closely with the product people. I can
Yeah.
understand they want to save time, but there are two challenges. I really would like to have your input. But now I feel like there's a very ease of getting these insights. But don't you get people get overloaded with all that information?
Yeah. Again, um, it's up to you as the product owner or the product manager to understand what the boundaries are, what the scope is.
Mm-hmm.
See, AI can take you in different directions, right?
Okay.
But you, as the product manager, you need to know what's the scope, what's the boundary,
Yes.
and what's the minimum set of features, functionality. Finally, that's what you end up with, features and functionality. What's the minimum set of features and functionality that you really need to go out to market and get this validated?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you finally get at, right?
Okay. So
Um,
so I think let's try to divide it into discovery, insights, and decision making. So, because everyone is going crazy, let's use AI. But when I ask these, when I just try to understand how are you using AI in your day-to-day work, that's where I'm just trying to make some relation. So, my question to you is like from your background, from your experience, is how AI can improve product discovery and help team identify the right problems to solve. So the focus is like how the AI can help with the product discovery.
Yeah. So product, first of all, during the discovery phase, Puram, right? So I talked about the market research. First of all, let's focus on the
Yes.
user research part a little bit. So we as product owners, product managers, what we first of all need to do is we need to understand what are the user personas that we need to deal with, right? Now, if you focus only on your focus groups and your interviews, let's say you're following some sort of a design thinking approach or whatever, and you're doing interviews and observation and focus group and all the stuff, right? Um,
Yes.
First thing, the AI will actually speed things up. That's a given, right?
Okay.
See, when you are having a conversation with a certain person, let's say you're doing an interview, you
Mhm.
can go for the interview session um, with a predefined set of questions, maybe using your AI. Maybe you can do your pre-study. Before you go for that interview session, you can do your pre-study using AI.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when going for that interview session again, you will have prepared a set of questions, again, maybe using an AI. And then during that interview also, you will use an AI again to record it, summarize it, get the key points out of it, get the insights out of it. So
Okay.
basically, it speeds things up in terms of an interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe same with an observation session. Say you can record something. You can record something, and you can, there are AI tools that can actually look at your sentiments, your gestures, postures, body language. You can actually get a little bit more insights in terms of not just their needs and wants, but their feelings and thinking and all the stuff also a little bit, right? And see, again, once you have collected all that data, if you can
Mm-hmm.
actually put a proper prompt into Miro AI.
Okay.
Now, Miro AI has the capability of um, creating a mind map based on the input that you put. Yeah.
Okay.
It can even, help you summarize and group common ideas and themes and, come up with different themes and patterns
Okay.
using the tool itself. See, it's speeding things up, right? In terms of user research, in terms of market research, it's actually speeding things up, AI.
So,
Um,
I understand we can use the AI for the discovery, but how do we know we are solving the right problem?
yeah, that's where the human intervention needs to come into the picture, right? Um, as the product owner, as the product manager, you can bring in your own thought process
Mhm.
and feed the AI. What if this happens?
Okay.
Most of the time, AI might only give you the happy part, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you actually need to prompt the AI and ask, hey, what if this happens? Then
Mm.
what are the possible scenarios? What if this happens? What are the possible scenarios? Right.
Mm.
Then once you get that output from the AI, you can actually go and again maybe validate with a user, right? You can again do another interview or another focus group session and get
Mm-hmm.
that validated once again.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
So is it like you are using the artificial intelligence capabilities as additional person in your team, and that's what I think people have been mentioning. But continuing with we touched on the discovery part for the product, but how does
Yeah.
AI enhances user research and the user search with a purpose to deepen customer insights? So user
Yeah.
research and customer insights, how can we use AI for that purpose?
Again, so I again touched upon a little bit about, the interviews and the surveys, looking at the transcripts, summarizing the transcripts, coming up with those, patterns or those themes that are emerging from those transcripts, right?
Mhm.
And then the I think more than what's actually heard during a conversation,
Mhm.
the real value will actually come if you can focus more on the sentiments, the user pain points, and all. So these sort of things are sort of hidden gems in a conversation.
Mhm.
When
Yes.
the person is actually having that conversation, there'll be tonality, voice modulation.
Yes.
There are certain instances where you might sigh as the person, as the client, you might actually sigh a little bit.
Yes.
So these are sort of things that we should really look at in terms of an AI, use of an AI.
Mhm.
Uh, and these would actually help us, come up with these personas, come up with these user journey maps, come up with these empathy related insights and all.
Mhm.
Uh, Not just focus on what is stated. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Um, yeah, focus more on what is actually not said during a conversation.
Hmm. But in your experience, have you used any client where they are happy to have an AI agent in the conversation to do all this kind of analysis?
Uh, I have done and I have seen Kuram,
Okay.
but it depends on the client also, and as well as it depends on sort of the relationship that you have with the client.
Okay.
Plus, upfront, you should actually disclose that, hey, I'm using an AI. I will be recording this particular session, and I'll be using that recording and the AI to summarize and
Okay.
get these things out.
Okay.
I think that transparency upfront is really important. Uh,
Hmm.
not only the client or the stakeholder also will be confident, right, in that particular conversation.
Hmm.
Otherwise they know that, okay, sort of they are being monitored or something like that, and then they might hide certain things, right?
Yeah, but I mean, even in our daily work, we become very conscious as a human being when we get to know something is being recorded, and
Yeah,
there might be some risk of the customers or the people not very much comfortable to share that, and that might lead to some wrong analysis, wrong data as well. Yeah,
true. Again, Guram, it's all about that the lean startup cycle also, right?
yeah,
You learn something, you build something, you try it out,
yeah,
you show it to your stakeholders, hey, from this conversation, these are the insights that we gathered.
yes.
And okay, these are the additional things that the AI also thought,
Mm,
and we are showing it to you. Would like to get your feedback. And then again, you go for another cycle. So it can't be a one time thing, right? It should be
mm.
continuous learning. And
But it could also be like with the passage of the time, people become comfortable with with having those agents in the call. But the question is like, if everyone is using AI capability in the product development, then who will win the race? It's like everyone has the same capabilities. So who are the people who will make much more impact using the AI?
those would be the people who are really using the AI in a smart manner, right?
I mean,
Uh,
in a smart manner. How do you?
yeah, yeah. Again, I think we sort of touched upon certain things earlier also. Um, People who would use AI blindly. I'll give some simple examples, Kuram. Something that I focus on a lot when interacting with an AI are the basics, right? Whenever I'm crafting a prompt, also now I sometimes use AI. I'm also doing some of my own product development work with some of my friends, trying to come up with some products. So whenever I'm crafting the prompt, I would make sure that I capture the role, the context, uh, and then also if there are certain good practices, I would actually give the instruction properly to the AI.
Okay.
Hey, For example, user stories are written when there's a user who is expecting a functionality. And when you are writing the user story, make sure that you capture who, what, and why. And when you are writing the user story, don't include any UI elements. I give the AI proper instructions
Okay.
and get it to write the user story, right?
Okay.
Those who don't do that, they'll, like you said earlier, they'll get garbage out.
Hmm.
And they might just end up copying and pasting whatever the AI gives you, and then just putting it on Jira, and the developers start developing it. It
Hmm.
might double the work, right? You're not really checking what the AI actually gave you. But if you can actually prompt the AI properly, the AI will actually give you a proper output also. Then your time to validate also will reduce, right?
It means that what you're saying that you need to tune in your AI
Correct.
tool. What are you? Otherwise, if people are blindly using this tool, I mean, I see the AI as a tool as well. They won't be able to get some. They won't be able to get any benefit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the some execution and the delivery part. So, in your opinion, what are some AI tools or capabilities that can meaningfully accelerate prioritization and because one of the thing as a product manager or the product owner is to decide what to do next.
Hmm.
So, what are your thoughts? How AI can help build these capabilities or having meaningfully accelerate prioritization?
Yeah. Let's talk about the roadmap, maybe,
Mhm.
Puram. Um, Again, as a product manager, you should focus more on the value and the outcome, right?
Yes.
And that's why, we encourage product managers to create an outcome-oriented roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Identify the outcomes first, and based on that, identify, what needs to be done immediately, what needs to be done next, and what needs to be done later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, when you are prompting the AI, hey, create a roadmap for me, rather than just saying, hey, this is my scenario, this is my situation, create a roadmap for me. If you can actually prompt the AI properly, hey, create a outcome oriented roadmap for me. Here's an example of an outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And here's, this is what I want. I want a now, next, later roadmap. Identify what must be done in terms of delivering value, what must be done to achieve this particular outcome.
Mm-hmm.
That will actually help you, prioritize maybe features at
Mm-hmm.
a roadmap level, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you take a tool like Jira, and even if you take the tools like Azure DevOps and all, um, the AI capabilities in these tools are now capable of even your user stories.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Look at the user stories that are there, sort of the story map. Look at the story map and prioritize what must be done immediately, what must be done later.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sort of, it's actually doing some sort of probabilistic prioritization. It's giving recommendations. Hey, these are the things that need to be done in terms of achieving this particular outcome,
Yes.
in this particular delivery in this particular value. So it can actually simulate, it's simulating roadmap scenarios and coming up with certain probabilistic recommendations in terms of prioritization, even in your Jira backlog.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, since the market is changing very quickly these days, everyone is building AI capability. Foresee that this work needs to be done perhaps daily or weekly,
Yes.
depending on the domain. For example, I work in health, life science company. We
Yeah.
cannot change our roadmap all the time because then customer might be. I mean, this is what I'm observing myself is like we need to have a roadmap which really reflects the value to the customer. And if we keep on changing it, then I, as a customer, is unsure. Is like, hey, what is coming next? So
Mm. Yeah.
it could be like that. But
Yeah.
now we have been talking a lot about building this feature prioritization. But I mean, what about reducing waste in product development? How AI can help reducing that?
Uh, I think we are now slowly going into the sort of development phase, right, Kura?
Yeah.
Uh, mm, so if you take, for example, testing, right?
Mhm.
if you can actually get the AI, see, we have already written the user stories, let's say using an AI, we have already written the acceptance criteria also using certain good practices. Let's say we have followed sort of objective, we have written some objective statements and certain declarative statements in terms of our acceptance criteria also. So
Yeah.
we've followed some good practices. Now in terms of our testing phases, right? Testing stage, in terms of creating automated tests to catch these defects early,
Mm,
we can use the AI to simulate certain scenarios, come
mhm.
up with certain scenarios based on the acceptance criteria, and then automate those test cases.
Okay.
Um, and then if there are any vague requirements, if there are any incomplete requirements, again, if you can actually get the AI to highlight those vague requirements and missing requirements, highlight them upfront, right?
Mm,
Um, so that again we can reduce rework and reduce waste.
mm,
Um, and maybe root cause analysis. I think that's one of the major areas that we can actually use an AI.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
see, there are during the development stage, there might be defects that get raised that
mhm,
are similar in nature. We can identify certain patterns as to why these defects are coming up.
mhm,
Um, so if you can actually make use of the AI to actually identify these patterns, and we can actually address those, common root causes that are causing certain defects and certain problems, right?
mm. Yeah, I think that could be helpful in some way, guiding guidance from the AI capabilities. But at the end of the day, this is a work that humans still need to do. I mean, it's like even if you have the best medicine, but we need to change on the behaviors as well. But and that's what is connected with the mindset. What shifts in the team skill or the mindset we need to have to integrate AI into our product flow?
Yeah, I think most of the time, still, what's actually happening is people are really scared uh, to adopt an AI.
Mhm.
First of all, there's this fear of losing the job,
Yes, that's very obvious. Everyone is afraid of that
right?
part.
Yeah, still that's there. I guess the other thing is adopting AI without proper knowledge, without having a proper understanding the real power of AI, using it just for the sake of it. You know, I know certain companies are these other companies also using, Miro AI, for example, to do this, or the AI capabilities in Jira to do this. Let's us. We also need to do it, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And when they do that, what they really do is, they don't really study about how to write a proper prompt. They don't
Okay.
focus on the role and the context or anything like that. They just write something, um, and it gives them a wrong output, and they
Mm-hmm.
end up just copying and putting it in Jira, or even the code, just copy and paste that code,
Mm-hmm.
and the developers end up not knowing what this code is all about, where the defects are coming from, and so on.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
adding to the waste. So what really is actually hindering people from getting the proper and the real power of AI is actually this misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
um, and that's where these good practices also come into the picture, Kura.
Okay.
um, I always believe, when you're prompting the AI, you should clearly tell the AI, hey, this is how I want the user stories written. This is how I want the acceptance criteria written, right?
Okay.
I don't want you to write all those fields and attributes and validations as bullet points. Hey,
Okay.
there's this tool called data dictionary. Make use of that.
Okay. Okay.
Proper instructions. I
Okay.
think that's what's lacking in most of the companies and most of the teams and even most of the product owners.
Hmm.
Um, they don't know the power of these techniques that are there, and
Yeah.
the knowledge of these techniques is actually important.
But could it be like kind of a resistance or a fear not using the AI or not learning the AI properly because that might lead into losing their job or losing the work?
Yeah, that the fear definitely is there, Kura. But I guess, see, with AI, there are other sort of power skills that are needed.
Mm.
For example, critical thinking, right?
Yes.
The
Yes.
analytical thinking and problem solving skills, that's not something that AI can replace.
Mm.
That should actually come from the people. The critical thinking should come from the people. AI will just, sort of give you everything that the AI has been fed with, right?
Mm. Mm.
But that
Yes.
critical thinking and that proper prompting, without blindly accepting what the AI is giving, that should come from the human beings, right?
Mm. Mm. Yeah,
And
I totally agree with you. But the conversation that I have been having on and off with other people is like we are in a way preparing the AI to do the work that we are doing in our daily work.
mm,
Okay. And that might lead to the companies thinking, okay, we don't need a team, full team. We only need one or two people who can do the human touch and let the AI do the rest of the work.
that's a really dangerous situation, right?
Yeah.
I also have seen this, we don't need any senior people. We can get all these things done using junior people.
Yes.
Uh, See, you can't really replace years and years worth of domain knowledge and that experience and expertise that you get by
Yes.
working in a team environment, right? Um, yeah,
I totally agree, but I think we are like looking at the same, we are looking the two sides of the coin. There are people who want to save cost, who want to have their product developed quickly with less
yeah,
cost and faster time to the market. And on the other hand, we have people who think that our experience is valuable and who thinking that AI cannot replace them. But at the end of the day, this shift is happening. So perhaps, I mean, next 3 to 5 years, we might be wondering, okay, what different things that we need to do? What are the different skills that we need to have? And you mentioned about the critical thinking.
mm,
We, in giving input of the data to the AI, isn't it a way of training the AI as well?
yeah. So as long as we have conversations with the AI, the AI is learning, right?
Yes. Yes.
So let's say we put one prompt, we get some sort of an output from the AI. We should always question the AI, right? Just not just blindly accepting what the AI is saying. Hey, why did you think like this? Why did you give me some output like this? What
Mm.
if this happens? So that, again, it's critical thinking plus, I guess, that experimentation mindset,
Hmm.
uh, that innovative mindset, experimentation mindset, trying things out.
Hmm.
Um, it's again that learning mindset, that adaptive mindset that we talk about in agile, right?
Hmm.
Uh, as a human being, you should think of the AI as a partner, not
Hmm.
as a replacement.
And
AI as a tool, you know, AI as your sort of co-worker,
hmm.
not the work, the co-worker, right? You are the worker.
Yes.
Uh, I think it's a sort of a mindset. I won't say it's a shift. It's that mindset that you need to have uh, when you move forward.
So talking about the mindset, is there like what are the common challenges organizations face when introducing AI into the product or agile environment?
Uh, I guess there are certain changes that need to happen from the contracting stage itself, Kura.
Okay.
Uh, See,
For
most of the
example.
time, product development happens with a sort of a fixed budget and a fixed timeline.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
waterfall budget, uh, agile way of development using AI.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
but
Okay.
that waterfall, fixed sort of a project budget will
Mm.
actually limit you in terms of experimentation, even
Mm.
with an AI,
Yes,
right?
I agree.
Uh, so that mindset shift actually needs to come from that top management itself, those decision makers itself, that they need to understand, hey, rather than going for a fixed bid, fixed time frame, fixed budget, how about going for a sort of a time and material? Okay, maybe with a cap, right? maybe with a maximum amount that you can go, but see time and material so that we can try things out, so that we can
Mm,
figure it out.
mm,
And I guess rather than funding projects, funding that value delivery, the value streams, we talk about value streams, right?
mm,
Uh, Funding those value streams is really important because okay, you try something out. If you feel that this requires more funding, now if you have funded the value stream, you can actually get more money from somewhere else, right?
mm.
Rather than waiting until the next year to get some more money for the project.
Yes.
Uh, so this shift needs to happen starting from the top management. And the top management needs to understand, hey, we need to give time as well as, we need to be sort of risk seeking as the management, as a company,
Hmm.
uh, and let your team members try things out.
Yes. Yeah, because without experimentation, you cannot really have the innovation as well. So if you really want to use the AI capability for the product development, and product development is all about experimentation leading to innovation as well.
Yeah.
Um, um, so looking forward, looking ahead, what does the agile product development look like in AI first world?
Yeah. Uh, the ideal world, Kuram, would be
Mhm.
where these AI tools are also taught these good practices. That's what I would actually like to see.
Okay.
Uh, if we can get to a point with these AI tools, the AI tool can listen to a conversation. The AI tool can not just summarize it, but write the user stories, write the acceptance criteria with those good practices, right?
Okay.
If there's some sort of a backend functionality, backend integration, rather than writing it as a user story, write it as a job story, right?
Mm,
Look at those fields and validations rather than writing everything one after another on a user story, create a data dictionary, like I said.
mm,
And if the AI feels that, hey, we need a process diagram also, the AI, if the AI can actually think and draw the process diagram without us having to prompt it,
mm.
and then see, nowadays, now I'm also using this Figma AI.
Yes.
I come up with the requirements and I just feed Figma AI and tell Figma AI, hey, these are my requirements, create the mockups from me with the navigation.
Okay.
Figma AI will nicely do it, right? But again, now based on that conversation, if the AI can actually go this entire distance,
Mm-hmm.
right? Thinking of those alternative scenarios also. Now that means we should educate the AI with all
Mm,
these camper models or whatever, the different thinking mechanisms that we have. And
mm,
even writing stories and splitting stories, if we can actually get the AI to learn splitting patterns and split the stories properly without us having to prompt it, that would be the ideal world.
yeah,
But
but again, it's like then in the AI first world, where is the human element? It could also be possible that we just listen to the customers. They give us the requirement, and there's an AI agent who does all these things.
yeah,
And then someone might be there to just validate it, and then say, okay, create all those scenarios, and your software is already developed
yeah.
and up and ready, up and go.
No, again, that's where more opportunity is there for the human beings to actually spend more time on the human aspects of the solution. You
Mm-hmm.
know, focus more on the real needs, focus more on the real problems, focus more on the real pain points. So
Mm-hmm.
you will more time to now think about these things rather
Mm-hmm.
than worry about documentation and all the stuff.
Mm, yes. Yes.
That's what's really required, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I think that is very, very beneficial that you can save time from these documentation and
yeah,
gathering questions, gathering data, creating insight. Their AI, I mean, is very, very good on the top of any data source. It can do really good work there. Okay, yeah, I think this is we can keep on discussing all about it. Anything that you would like to say, Rumesh, before we close this podcast?
Uh, what I really feel about AI, right? So AI is here to stay, whether we like it or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we, as product owners, product managers, people who are in these product development teams, we should really focus on using AI responsibly, uh, as well as using AI in a smart manner, uh, rather than making AI take control of us, as well as being skeptic about it. Embrace it as an opportunity. Embrace AI as an opportunity, and really explore what the AI can actually do for you.
Yes.
But you learn the basics properly. You bring in those good practices and try
Mm.
to teach the AI those good practices.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
and someday maybe AI will actually adopt these good practices and do the right job for us.
Yeah, hopefully, and everyone keeps their work as well, because that's one of the fear
Yeah.
which is spending for all the industry. Very nice to have you here with this podcast, Rumesh. Thank you very much for educating our listeners on AI and product development. Uh, See you until next time. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.